Hello students, welcome to 7th maths class. From today onwards we are going to start our second semester syllabus. Before that I will tell syllabus for second semester. From chapter number 9 to 15, these chapters are there for semester second. Out of that, chapter number 11 circle and 15 statistics. These two chapters are excluded, means there is no need to practice or copy these examples in your notebook. Just these two chapters are excluded, circle and statistics. So remaining chapter number 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, these you have to prepare for your unit test and annual exam. So we will start today with chapter number 9, direct proportion and inverse proportion. What is meant by direct proportion? That we will see with the help of example. Here if you see, here is one table which shows number of children and notebooks provided to them. See, first row shows children and second row shows notebooks provided to them. So if first case consider, children are 15, notebooks given to them are 90. Next is children are 12, notebooks given to them are 72. Next is children are 10, notebooks given to them are 60. And children are 5, notebooks given to them are 30. Means if you see, number of children is decreasing from 15, 12, 10, 5, means it goes on reducing. At that time, notebooks given to them also reduces. You can check 90, 72, 60 and 30, means notebooks also goes on reducing as students' strength reduces. So here again one interesting thing you will see that if we will take the ratio of these two quantities, that is number of children and notebooks, what you will get, see, 15 divided by 90, it is 1 by 6. 12 divided by 72, it is 1 by 6. 10 divided by 60, it is 1 by 6. 5 divided by 30, it is 1 by 6. Means for every case, if you take the ratio, then it is constant. So this type of proportion is called direct proportion, in which the ratio remains same or constant. Direct proportion is simply defined as if one quantity increases, then other quantity also increases, or if one quantity decreases, other also decreases. Such type of proportion is called direct proportion. In the example above, we see that when number of children decreases, number of notebooks also falls. So this type of proportion is called direct proportion. Also again one example we will see for this. Consider second example as shown in picture. In first case A, only one diameter of circle is present. Due to this one diameter, the circle is divided into two parts. Consider B case. Here diameters are 2 and the circle is divided in 4 parts. Consider C case. Their diameters are 3 and there are 6 parts are seen of that circle due to diameters. Like that in fourth case there are 8 parts due to 4 diameters. So if you see here number of diameters and number of divisions, their ratio if we will take, it is coming constant as 1 by 2. So here ratio of number of diameters to the number of divisions remains constant. So this is also example of direct proportion. So simply direct proportion is that proportion in which If one quantity increases, other also increases, and if one decreases, other also decreases. And second important thing of this direct proportion is the ratio of two quantities remains always same or constant. By using this, we have to solve examples. See first example. If 10 pens cost 60 rupees, what is the cost of 13 such pens? So here if you see, when pens are 10, their cost is 60. Then they have asked cost of 13 pens. If you see here, number of pen increases from 10 to 13. It's increasing. So surely the cost of 13 pens will be more than 10 pens cost. So this is which proportion? Direct proportion. So always first identify which type of proportion it is. So it is a direct proportion. So here ratio will be constant. The ratio of two different quantities we have to take. Pens to the cost. This ratio we have to take. So 10 divided by 60 is equal to 13 divided by x. We are not knowing this value, so we have taken x. Now cross multiply this. 10x is equal to 13 into 60, that is 780. So here 10 into x. This 10 we will take this side, it will go in division. So x is equal to 780 divided by 10. 0, 0 gets cancelled, value will be 78. Therefore, cost of 13 pens will be rupees 78. Now consider practice set 37 from that question number 1. If 7 kg onions cost rupees 140, then how much we pay for 12 kg onions? Here in first case they told that 7 kg cost 140 rupees. Then they are asking for 12 kgs, how many rupees? So here if we consider onions quantity is increasing. It's increasing from 7 to 12. So obviously the cost will be more than 7 kg because onions are now 12 kg. So this is direct proportion. As onions are increasing, their cost also increasing. So it is a direct proportion. So the ratio of these two different quantities will be same. 7 divided by 140 will be equal to 12 divided by x. Then cross multiply. 7x is equal to 12 into 140. Then 7 we will shift this side. It will go in division for both. 12 into 140 divided by 7. So if you reduce 7 1s are 7, 7 2s are 14, 0 as it is. 12 into 20 is 240. Therefore, the cost of 12 kg onions is 240 rupees. Next example from practice set 37. The cost of 12 quintals of soya bean is rupees 36,000. Then how much will be cost of 8 quintals? Here previously quintals of soya bean were 12. Now it is reduced to 8. So cost will be also reduced. Then it is a direct proportion. So ratio is constant. This by this, cost versus quintals, this ratio will be constant. So 12 divided by 36,000 is equal to 8 divided by x. Cross multiply. 12x is equal to 8 into 36,000. 12 will go in division for both. 12 1s are 12, 12 3s are 36, 3 zeros. So 8 into 3000 is 24,000. Therefore, cost of 8 quintals will be rupees 24,000. So once again, go through these examples, write down these solved examples in your notebook, and you can solve practice set 37 remaining questions in notebook.